Good flipping evening, afternoon, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm out in the middle of nowhere in Colorado. This is color commentary for a impromptu show, coffee and a cup of color. I'm testing the waters again on an upcoming show I plan to do a little more regularly, and I'm working it out probably for Saturday mornings, well before noon. So I look forward to that coming to y'all pretty soon. Welcome, everybody. Good flipping afternoon, like I said. It is 12:03 in Colorado, 2:03 in South Florida, my home. I'm out on vacation, but I'm glad to be with you guys, and I'm glad and happy every one of you showed up today. And I appreciate everybody again. We're going to do some shout outs. Everybody make sure you're liking and sharing. We got Scummy in the building. Ace of Spades. Love you all. Sorry if I seem a little out of breath. The air is thin out here, guys. Scott Jackson, how you doing, California? God Soldier, Sweet Jumps. Love seeing you all. Wow, you guys must have all been either really bored or really excited to talk about our Miami Dolphins. Gomer Pyle, great to see you. Stadium empty because most Dolphin fans hung over from celebrating last night's performance. Yes, we are going to speak about that to start with. How you doing, John Featherland? You know, obviously in the context of a preseason game, but I want to say that, I'm going to say that to start with. How you doing, King Mill? See hopeful. I think that covers everybody for right now. We're going to talk about it in the context of a preseason game, and that's the last time I'm going to say it. So nobody has to throw out the, oh, it's just preseason trope. We know that. That's the context in which we're going to talk about it in, but we can still garner a lot of great information. How you doing, Dolphins fan? Adam, TD on location. All righty. Glad to see you guys. Again, please like and share. Subscribe if you haven't already. We absolutely appreciate all the likes, all the shares. The likes gets our show on everybody's feed as a suggestion, and the sharing gets more people in chat for you guys to talk to and interact with, and we love it. The more the merrier. We're at like 2,170 subs, I believe. Already gained 170 since hitting 2,000 not a couple days ago. Shout out to you all for that. We absolutely appreciate all the support. There's many ways you can do that. Obviously, there's also donations if you're so kind. We can always use that support. Helps us grow immensely. And you can do that by Cash App, Venmo, $ the Fins Tailgate, or the Fins Tailgate. Super chats, super stickers, memberships. We shout out to all our members. We love every one of you. People that have decided they want to make sure they're giving their support every month. We appreciate that. You're the backbone of our community. And that aside, you can always use the link in the description below for Fanatics when you need anything from the greatest officially licensed gear provider, distributor, all things NFL, NBA, NHL, NCAA. Oh, do they have NCAA? Yeah, all the major sports, plus more collectibles. You can also, speaking of collectibles, you can hit up Backroom Collections for all your high-end collection needs. Great work they do there. Hashtag TFTG at checkout for an extra 10% off. Helps us out, sending over there, telling them you came from over here. And if you just be so kind, even just smash that like button. It's like using your right hand blinker. It's so easy to do. Make sure you're also catching us on Tuesday nights with Tonk, TMI's Tuesdays. I'll usually co-host with him. We also got myself on Thursdays. Color commentary, either afternoon or late night. Just depends. You're also going to be seeing me probably Saturday mornings. That's what I'm narrowing it down to. Have a cup with me like we are today. I'm drinking on some McCafe, my favorite. No keef in it yet. No cough keefy yet. But make sure you're also catching Ali on Saturday nights. Great show last night. Post game. God, everybody showed up. What a great time. Celebrating our victory. Catch El Capitan on the Fins Tailgate every other night of the week. Sometimes middle of the day lately. Season's ramping up, and we're going to come to you when we need to most of the time. So hit that notification bell right next once you subscribe, and it'll let you all know when we're going live. And it could be any time these days. So appreciate everybody. We'll start with Miami Dolphins defeat Philadelphia Eagles in their last preseason game of the season, 48-10. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 48-10. In the context of a preseason game, the Philadelphia Eagles have no depth. I think we out-physicaled every one of them, which is what you want to see in preseason. I think a lot of our guys checked their boxes. I don't know what the boxes were to check on their team, and I don't really care. But I'd imagine that they didn't check many of theirs. And we've got a big, huge problem, ladies and gentlemen, huge problem at a whole bunch of positions. Because we've got to cut 27 players by Tuesday at 4 o'clock. And that's going to be hard to do, because I can probably think 20 off the top of my head that will, that easily could be, cut that shouldn't be, or people are going to be upset about it. I think we're going to be upset about everybody we cut, to be honest with you. We are really, really good in a lot of positions and have a lot of depth. And last night, shout out to God Soldier. You're going to have to pull that back up for me, Ollie, because I have to read it on my tablet. But we've got okay, go ahead. Oh, thank you. God Soldier says everyone says I'm gonna have to do, I'm sorry, man. Tablet. I got it. Everyone says long bailed Skylar out. But Tua doesn't make that throw to even give his guy a chance. Fair enough. We could talk about all that. I mean, I want to talk about what I think about how the game went last night. Then I want to go over some video that we got that we posted on the Fins Tailgate. Check it out. Make sure you're liking all the content. And Brian Baldinger goes over a couple run plays that I think there's some fascinating things we can take from it, and very, very positive things we can take from it. So we'll get to that. I also want to start to narrow down this. There's 2 games on today. As soon as those games are over, I believe the teams will start cutting people. And so we don't have very much time left to kind of talk about, narrow down who color and you guys in the audience think we should round about in our 53-man roster. Like I said, we got 27 people to cut, and lots of them are really good. So we're going to lay the guidelines down, lay down the foundation for how many we want at certain positions. And then we'll go through and try to cull out a championship 53, which I look forward to getting you guys to help me do that today. So make sure you're sharing so we can get more people in chat. I want a really large sample size because we're going to involve a lot of you guys in decision making. So we'll get to that in a bit. So last night, first drive, our first team offense led by Tua Tagovailoa. With Tyreek on the field, no Jalen Waddle, led our offense right down the field in 4 plays. I believe it was 80, 90 some yards for a touchdown. Tua opened the game up on 1st and 10, first play of the game, with a deep strike to Tyreek Hill, which some would say Tua himself, it was a little underthrown, but we're only going to say that because it's preseason. I mean, if that kind of throw happens in game, I don't think anybody's going to be upset that we're down to, where we were at 30, whatever it was, 20, 30 yard line. So, great play, great throw. Could have been greater, sure. But I also noticed that it was kind of out in front of Tyreek, but it was kind of more to the side. And, I think Tua kind of knows for himself as a guy that's been throwing a football his entire life exactly how he needs. Yes,
Color,
sir.
I don't mean to interrupt you, man, but we got some breaking news. You want me to break it?
Sure, if you like, everybody. Shout out to Ali working It's live. It's breaking. So, Ali, again, thank you, Ali, for working the controls in the back today. What do you got for us, man?
It actually got mentioned in the chat, and I just verified it. Former Patriots and Lions defensive end Trey Flowers reaches an agreement with the Miami Dolphins per source. This is per Adam Schefter that just posted this about 6 minutes ago. The former 2-time Super Bowl champion is returning to the AFC East.
Wow.
Yep, that's very telling and interesting because I thought our defensive line and defensive ends look good. I kind of think that they're looking at this because of what's going on with what's his name, Van Ginkel. He has a pancreas issue.
Okay. Okay.
And it's a non-football issue, but
Oh, so it went from appendix to pancreas now. What's
or no,
going
no,
on there?
no. Actually, I think you're right. I think it's appendix. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Right.
I,
Right.
I I'm sorry. Don't quote me on that. I just know it was along that lines of an issue. Okay, and I know with that, there's a little bit of recovery time. So maybe that's what that has to deal with, or maybe they didn't like the defensive ends in line as much as we did. I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
this is not fake Adam Schefter, right? This is real Adam Schefter, right?
The blue check mark, Adam Schefter.
Okay. Okay. That kind of, well, I guess that means we're doing 52 today, ladies and gentlemen, because I doubt they're going to cut Trey Flowers after they just signed a contract with him. So with
Yeah.
no preseason or anything for him to lose the job or anything like that. So obviously we know at least one of our 53 man roster will be Trey Flowers. That's pretty interesting. And I guess we can also chalk in Tua. So that's 2. So now we need to come up with 51 guys. All righty.
There you go, Color. I'm gonna slap in the bag, but if anything else pops up, I'll let you know.
All righty. Thanks, Ali. Appreciate the update.
No problem.
Well, there you have it, guys and gals. Interesting. I look forward to talking and hearing you guys' comments about what you think that really means and all that good stuff. So back to the game last night. Obviously Tyreek made an amazing adjustment to the ball to get to it. The guy is just ridiculous fast, and it really doesn't matter, as far as whether it could have been a little deeper, whether it could have been whatever. It doesn't matter. It was a good completed play. The reason is because we cashed in. We took the very next 3 plays and put it right in the end zone. And this is where I really got excited last night. The first touchdown. So I believe from, I don't know, roughly the 10 or so yard line, Tua rolls out to his left and finds River Craycraft in the back of the end zone, back corner of the end zone, running alongside it for the touchdown. First touchdown of the game. First touchdown of the preseason thrown by Tua. Congratulations. And I really think that was probably the best, not the best throw made or anything through the preseason for Tua or anything like that. I mean, I think it was a throw that was probably one of your best indicators of improvement when it comes to deciding who to throw the ball to on certain plays. Because we did see that play last season against another team. And Tua ended up throwing a touchdown, I believe, to Jalen Waddle, who was the guy at the goal line. Jalen took it and kind of took the pylon, punched it in at the pylon. And the thing I noticed last season when I watched that play was that Devontae Parker was wide open running along the back of the end zone, much like River Craycraft was last night. And it was really good to see that Tua decided, you know what, I could take the cheese up front and probably get the touchdown. But if I make a really, really above average, nice throw, I can guarantee it with that guy that's actually in the end zone. And he decided to throw it to River Craycraft, and he put it right on the money. And that was absolutely good to see. So we can definitely win with that, people. That's only going to get better. Thanks, Ali, for pulling it up. And as you can see here, great throw, right on the money. Last year, very similar play. The ball got thrown to the up receiver, and it got taken into the end zone. It's a little closer to the end zone, to the goal line last year, but ultimately the same play. And I want to credit Tua for making that adjustment, because if we get more of that type of execution, with a guy like Tyreek on the field, Waddle on the field, Currently, Jasicki, all the guys, our running crew, which we'll get to in a minute. You know, I think we can really win with it. We can win a lot of football games with this team and this quarterback, and we can, you know, I mean, again, it's still up to Tua. I'm not a believer. I'm a believer in what I saw last night. And if we see it on 9/11 against the Patriots, I'll believe it that day too. And then the next time it happens, I'll believe it when it happens then too. That's where I'm at. You know, and I want to give it credit where it's due. Last night, if we can get that kind of production on a consistent basis, it could mean everything for our organization. Especially since we're in the quarterback room still. With the performance we saw from last night from Skylar Thompson, again, in the context of preseason, but the absolute raw talent as a passer, I think, is absolutely undeniable anymore. There is the roster spot has to be secured for this guy. Whether we could argue about whether we should take a third quarterback, which we will probably boil down to. Again, I want to work with everybody. You know, get your guys' help. You know, creating a 53-man roster, and that's a decision I want you guys to help me make, because I'm convinced we keep a third quarterback. Cappy Tom made some good points to me in private earlier today that kind of swayed me a little, and if we go with two quarterbacks, I'm convinced that the second quarterback should be Skylar Thompson. So I've already conceded to that point. Now it's just a matter of whether we should keep three or only go with two. But no matter what, I think Skylar proved that we do not want this guy to be on somebody else's roster, especially in our division. You just don't. I understand there's all the Reeds and net talk, but hey, guys, we saw it last night. Because, you know, if you're going to tell me that the quarterback we saw on our side last night is going to look like Reed Sinnett does 3 years from now, I would probably tell you to go kick rocks, because Reed Sinnett did not even come close. Not even in his own preseason games with us, to the type of performance that Skylar had last night. So shout out to Skylar. We'll move on from the quarterback room. I think we're pretty set there. Running backs, awesome game last night. I mean, everybody that needed to do what they needed to do last night did what they needed to do. Shout out to Perfect Q Color. Can we give credit to the actual MVP of last night's game, season, Mike McDaniel's new system? I actually tend to agree with you on that, Perfect Q. I mean, at least preliminarily. And that's going to get into why I wanted to show you guys and kind of give you my thoughts on the Baldinger analysis, because it ties all right into that, Perfect Q. The running back room was stellar. Myles Gaskin, my opinion, he really has secured himself a spot on this roster. I know it's tough because there's a lot of talent, young talent, and potential that a lot of people say we should, you know, go with instead of him. You know, Sony Michel took 2 tries to get in the end zone last night at short yardage. I think I'm fairly certain for myself that he probably is not going to make the roster. How you doing, Eps? Cliff D. Shout out to a couple of the people just came in too. Dolphin 72. Obviously our Raheem Mostert did his thing. We're gonna see one of those in the Baldinger video. And even Savon Ahmed did a couple things to say, okay, he's not better or worse than Myles Gaskin, but altogether a different skill set in some way. Now, the thing about Myles Gaskin is, and Mike McDaniel has been very clear that his decisions are largely made on, many things besides just play on the field. There's practice, all that kind of stuff. And for him, it's really about, points of emphasis. And, a lot of the large critiques of Myles Gaskin, some of the things that I would assume, were points of emphasis for him, for Mike McDaniel, I think were met last night. I think he was hitting the hole hard. He was running up the gut. He was running off tackle, secured the football. And then he still has the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield at a very, very high rate. So good job, Myles Gaskin. We'll see what happens there. Dokes actually was running pretty hard, although we haven't seen much from him. Over to wide receiver, I'm convinced that Craycraft should make this roster. He's been running in the Mike McDaniel system for a while. I'm absolutely convinced that he should be running this. He should be on this roster. How we're going to do that, it's going to be tough to know. Who we got to choose and, who we got to let go. There's something to be said about Lynn Bowden. Lynn Bowden had a great game last night. Can't take anything away from, Lynn Bowden at least maximizing his opportunity. I mean, my biggest criticism, again, is much with a lot of those guys is you don't see much from him, but he's been given more opportunities to show us, and he's done his thing. I want to point out, I'm glad you brought that play up, Ollie. If you want to pause it right where the pertinent information is, I think you know where I'm talking about. This is why River Craycraft should make this team. And also why I think that Mike McDaniel would agree and would favor him. Go ahead and run it, Ollie. So we see the rollout. Tua throws. That is to Craycraft, correct? Stop. No, I mean, not to Craycraft, but look at, is this the play? Ollie, if you can jump in for a second, because I'm a little, it's a little small on my screen.
Yeah, so essentially here, I'll rewind it slowly here. Let me just go a little bit further. There's two things that happen on this play that's pretty interesting, actually. So first, Skyler is under center and he hikes the ball, but the ball gets dropped for some reason. Not sure what happened there, but he elitely picks up the ball, immediately rolls out, finds Bowden, and this is where Color's going along with this. As Bowden's going up the sideline, you'll see this receiver, and I'll get the cursor over him right here. Not receiver, this is a DB, I'm sorry. And he's looking at someone over here, not even looking at the runner. And then, boom, he's already getting blocked by Craycraft. I think that's 84 right there. That's Craycraft, right?
85 is Craycraft.
Oh, then this isn't that play then.
Okay, so who's making that block now?
I think that's Hunter Long then.
84 is yes, Hunter Long.
Yeah, so that's Hunter Long is making this block. This is actually a pretty good block. Yeah, this isn't that play. I know which one you're talking about. I have to find that one, so just bear with me a few moments.
Yeah, no problem. Either case, the guy's got some great blocking skills in the secondary. He knows the system. But I want to get your guys' opinion when we start talking about the roster as to how many you think we should keep. On the color commentary, 53 man. as far as in the receiving room, running back room, and we'll eventually get to quarterback, because if we have a slot open, we'll see how that works out. What we need to decide is, are we comfortable at every other position that we can give up a roster spot for a third quarterback? That's kind of the question, because if not, then we have to decide that. And if we decide that is the case, then obviously I'm fully comfortable with going with Skyler in that situation. Two disappointments for me last night. First of all, the defense looked all right. They started giving up the run a lot late in the game, obviously. Guys that, third, fourth, fifth string guys, whatever, but there are a couple key spots where we wanted to see certain guys look good. Pun intended. Cameron Good absolutely did everything he needed to do last night, in my opinion. Showed up all over. Didn't get beat. And when you're talking about a really close competition, they may be different positions. I get that. But if it comes down to 53rd guy and 54th guy, we were up 41-3. And I know it's preseason, but that's what these guys are being judged on. And when you're comparing the two, if it came down to that, Tyndall gave up a tackle, missed a tackle that literally sprung a ridiculously long rushing touchdown. And that's why we ended the game with 10 points scored against our defense. So maybe that's not a big deal. McDaniel may not hold any water to it given the time of the game, that kind of stuff. Whether his attributes in other areas have made up for that kind of thing to happen. I know he's been doing all right. But there's the other guy who really has checked all the boxes along the way. So we'll see what happens there.
All right, Color, I found it.
Sure.
And it's not something that you can really notice unless you slow down the play to see exactly what he did, because he did something off the ball that even I missed it last night. I had to go back and rewatch it. So just bear with me a second to bring that up here. And we'll do this. All right. And let me rewind it. All right. So we got Teddy in at quarterback. Savon Ahmed is going to be handed the ball off here. You got River Craycraft right here at the bottom, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when he goes to run his route, I want you to look to see exactly what he did when this play gets started. So you'll see Hunter Long in motion over here, going to line up in trips. So watch this. They pointed some people out. You see what he does? He runs the route almost like he's going to block, and then he moves off of it, and it kind of messes with that defender right there. Because look how they all just ran past Savon Ahmed.
Right.
Caught the ball. So it's little things like that he does consistently. He slows down defenders. He'll even block. You know what I mean? So he does things like that I really appreciate River Craycraft for. So
most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So I am gonna real quick. I'm just gonna pull up.
Oh yeah, Color. Let me know when you're ready for the one breakdown video thing that you wanted me to play.
We can actually start to get into. Oh, the other thing I wanted to point out, because Perfect Q had mentioned. Hold on, just a sec. Let me turn this volume down on my other device so y'all don't hear me 500 times over. Hold on, just a sec. Let me turn this volume down. Okay, so Perfect Q alluded to it. The coaching of Mike McDaniel.
Mm-hmm.
One little tiny thing I think that the Nicky Smokes' point is finally driven home. That you don't. There was no reason to just randomly pick a 4th and 7, and or fourth down to try to create a pressure situation that doesn't exist. But why don't you actually do it in a situation that was organically created? In other words, like, was there something that Mike McDaniel needed to see from Jason Sanders kicking a 30-something yard field goal that we couldn't go for it on 4th and 7 in the red zone in preseason? I thought that was kind of odd. Maybe
Did we ever?
I'm not trying to nitpick, but I'm just thinking that's odd. You know.
Let me ask you this: did we verify if the placeholder was the same placeholder they used later on in the game?
Not sure.
That would be something to look into because I complained about the placeholder that held the ball with the miss kick that Sanders had because it looked like he held it too close to him. That's just
if that was the other punter, then we already cut him.
Yeah, we did after that game actually. So
I just thought that was odd. That's all. It's not that big a deal. If that's the worst thing that happened last night, you know what I mean? I think we're doing pretty good. That's all I got to say for a first-year head coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I had to do it, people. It was only because I think everybody really missed what Nicky Smokes was trying to say last week. You know, like he was just trying to say that you don't have to really if you're going to just randomly do it, then you could have done it any time. But here's a situation last night where it actually happens organically, and we kicked the field goal. I don't understand that, but whatever. Again, not that big a deal. There's something to be said for not showing your cards, I guess. I think Tua was still in the game at that point. So they would have probably had to run something that we've been practicing for that type of situation that they maybe didn't want to show. Okay, fair enough. That's actually probably, now that I'm working it out in my head, that's probably what it was really about. So, again, no big deal. Excellent performance by the coach last night, I think. And they could have very well been playing for something. So let's give a quick moment of silence for John Jenkins. Passed away, 47 years old. All right, so anytime you're ready, Ali, go ahead and grab that video if you want. Hey, Ronnie, how you doing? I saw you enjoy on with Miss Fins yesterday. I really hope you enjoyed the game. You must have. Preseason or not, it's still fun to watch live football when your team's winning. So good to see you got a chance to do that. Shout out to Miss Fins for streaming from East 12 yesterday. Oh, so you got this ready, Ali?
Yes, sir.
Okay, make sure the sound is up because I really want to hear what Baldy has to say too.
All right, let me know if it's too loud.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before you do that, yeah, go ahead. Let me see if it'll be better if I do it this way. Hold on.
Let me know whenever you're ready.
Sure. Give me just a second. We're working out remote color. We're working out Colorado. A couple bugs, but we'll get it. Okay, now I can see it a little better. Now I can see it a little better.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
Tight end is a motion every single play, like Durham Smythe is. One side of the formation to the other, almost every single play. Now, watch the wind back play. This is a staple. Watch the wind back play move the Eagles defense. Everybody starts left. Now let's come back. You got two key blocks here. by the fullback and Sherfield right there. Okay? Now, all you've got right here is Mostert and all that speed and two defenders, the corner and the safety, and he's going to outrun them. 26 yards. That's what Mostert does. He understands the offense. Now, let's go inside here. Let's go inside the pits. Watch Durham Smythe come in motion. All right? Now, what's he doing there? He's going to fake at the end and set the end up, take the end's eyes off of the prize, which is Liam Eichenberg coming on the trap. Now, look at what Gaskin has. Look at that. Like, look at that lane he's got. Now, this one here is a thing of beauty. It's just, why is the fullback all the way outside the tackle? Why? Let's watch what they do. Like, this is I call this the supply chain issue. Pre-snap motion. Watch what I'm talking about here. Watch the alignment right here, right there. Watch right here. Okay, Connor Williams, Hunt, okay, Greg Little. They are now cutting off the entire Eagles defense. They can't get there. All right, now, you got this key block right here. And look at this lane right here for Gaskin. Look at this. Like, look at all that green grass. Look at that. They cut the defense in half. And everybody says, oh, they're just an outside zone, wide zone, inside zone. Like, look at the inside trap here. Watch how Eichenberg hits this thing. It doesn't even have to be a great block. Just set it up. Ahmed, always looking at right here is the free safety. Like, that's all there is. Look at how quickly this thing hits. But this thing is going to blow up in Miami. I don't care who's playing the offensive line. It's going to blow up.
Thank you. Now go to the second play, I believe, Ali. I think it might be the second one. And be ready on the pause button.
Let's go inside here. Let's go inside the pits. Watch Durham Smythe come in motion. All right? Now, what's he doing there? He's going to fake at the end and set the end up, take the end's eyes off of the prize, which is Liam Eichenberg coming on the trap. Now, look at what Gaskin has.
Look at that. Is that not the most gorgeous thing you guys have ever seen?
It's almost like the V formation from Mighty Ducks, bro.
I mean,
it's the reverse of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It is made. That's like the biggest hole I've ever seen, to be honest.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen a more stark example. They should snap a picture of this and put it in the dictionary under pay dirt. Look at this, people. This is our offense. It's not even our starting unit. Now, the one thing I really wanted to point out was something I had alluded to over the past few weeks about what this type of scheme allows you to do for Tua when it comes to passing lanes, opening up the field to him. You know, you're either going to get him out of the pocket or you're going to get him, or you're going to move the pocket away from him. Now, this is a case where you actually could have got him out of the pocket, because if he keeps the ball there, you can see he's got the bootleg, okay, with a wide open field to see and throw to. But even if he fakes this right now, he's standing there with a wide open field of vision because of that wedge right there. That is unbelievable. That is exactly what we want and exactly what I've been saying we need to do. That is an example of what I'm talking about, because it's not just the running back that has the running lane. If Tua keeps this ball on a play action, that's a passing lane for the quarterback, and especially for a quarterback who, let's face it, has limited sight vision compared to your prototypical 6', 20,000 quarterback. Okay. This is the kind of stuff that I think that McDaniel is like, if this is really being brought to the table, like, this is only a taste, people. If We didn't get to see but one touchdown out of our quarterback the whole year, the whole preseason. Okay. And it's because we got more in the bank besides this right here. I mean, I hope Buffalo fans are in this audience right now. I really do. I really, really do. Now, I know. Fifth string defense, we're still in the context of preseason. But again, this is an example of what happens if the Miami Dolphins execute this season at every level, in every position. That is what we have a chance to do, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that's really special. I really do. I thank you very much, Baldy. Appreciate it. Good stuff, good stuff. So let's read some comments, see what you guys think about all that. How's it going, Kenna? Notice you in here. And as Baldy said, it really doesn't matter as far as like Eichenberg didn't have to make a great block. He just had to get something on the guy because of our raw speed. You know. And the thing of it is, you know, the real thing of it is that Tua can get that ball to Tyreek out further than he did. We know he can. And if that happens, I mean, do we even need what we just saw? It's ridiculous. Exactly, Dante. What do you got to show, Bills Mafia? Let's see y'all's tape. Because I'm pretty sure our defense can stop you guys before your defense can stop this. I don't care. I'm not talking about last year. This is the type of stuff that allows me to wipe away all of the stats. Yeah, everybody knows what I think. We got a 27th ranked quarterback based on performance last year. Okay, but we weren't doing this last year. I mean, that has to be said. That has to be recognized. Now what we're waiting for, because I don't care what Bills Mafia says. I don't care what the rest of the NFL says. I don't care what my own fellow Dolphin fans say. The New England Patriots are not a team to sleep on. And what I mean by that is I'm not saying that we're going to sleep on them. I'm not saying we can't destroy them. I'm saying we're expecting to, and that ain't no slouch team to do that to. I don't care what anybody says. They were 10-7 last year. They went to the playoffs. So we could, even if it's the bare minimum low-end playoff team, we put up a 40-burger on a playoff team, and we got tape to look at on Monday morning come September 12th that looks like that. What are you going to say then, Bills Mafia? Tell me. What are you going to say then? Again, clickbait. And I'm going to read your comment just because I'm fair. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't insult me. I'm over all that. Color, you're intellectually incompetent if you think that terrible defense that couldn't stop the Raiders' backup QBs will be able to stop a Bills offense that is better than it has ever been. Let's go through the roster that was playing against the Raiders, shall we? Do we really need to go down that road? Let me tell you something about our defense stopping your offense. Number one, we're better than we were last year. Number two, even if we didn't get one single new player, we're better than we were last year. And last year, our offense couldn't execute or produce anything to save our ass. But if you go back and look at the box score of our second game, you'll notice that the game was well in hand in the third quarter. Well in hand by either team. And you'll notice your 16 or 17 points or whatever scored in the fourth quarter. Again, you don't think that has something to do with, or you don't think that, hey, our offense will not pay our defense off? You know what I mean? And that's gonna encourage our defense to keep pumping it all the way through the fourth quarter against the team that they obviously know is superior and outclassing them. It ain't the same team. Our whole issue with taking you guys the first game is, can we get that sort of stuff that I just showed you on tape? Can we get that in a more consistent? Can we get more consistent execution of that out of our first team? And if we do, it's not an issue. That's the issue, though. Can we do it in time? Man, Ron, I understand what you're saying, that the Patriots had a real OC last year and all that, but I just don't buy into all that. I don't. Unless they're outright tanking, I don't see how Belichick doesn't rectify whatever issues they have. I mean, we have the potential to blow them out, Ace, but I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. I think it's probably more realistic to, if we were to overcome the referees, which is what I think is the main crux of beating the Patriots on 9/11. Sorry, it just is what it is. It's not conspiracy theory. If y'all are foolish enough to think the referees ain't going to help the Patriots on 9/11, then you ain't been watching football for the past 20 years. What can I say? But that being said, I think it's more realistic to think 30s range. I mean, Belichick is definitely going to have his defense in order, I'd imagine. Again, we're talking about, a team that went 10-7 last year. If they drop off the face of the earth because their OC is different or not qualified or whatever the reason, then Bill Belichick will own that. And to tell you the truth, Bill Belichick hasn't had to own much negativity in the last 21 years. Let's just face it, people. You can put your money on it, but I'm not. I think the Patriots can easily beat the Bills as well, given the right conditions, as we saw. Look, the Bills are top right now. I ain't going to take that away from them. But they act like it's not possible that anybody else could grow. You all know I've said repeatedly, I think any human being has the potential to get better for themselves. And that's why I'm not willing to throw Tua out without seeing a couple more regular season games with arguably the best offense we've seen in Miami in 20 years, if not longer. Pete says, can you imagine Skylar launching that rock to Hill on the first play color? Also, we signed Trey Flowers. Yep, we reported that. Thanks, Pete. Rumors are he's good at right tackle and center. What a game. I thought he was on defense. I think you're thinking of Eric Flowers, Pete. But the part about Skylar throwing that ball, yeah, oh yeah. I don't disagree. Let's see what let's say we're fixing to eat everyone lunch. Oh, Capitan says, or it might be Ali. I'm not sure who actually posted it, but says we're fixing to eat everyone's lunch in the AFC East this year. You know it.
That was Captain. I can't take credit for that.
Well, it sounds like something Capitan would say. That's why I figured it was him. And he's absolutely right. We ain't no tough out this year.
Yeah.
He also says he's got some Trey Flowers highlights up.
Okay, I'll pull him up.
Oh, but back to Pete's point real quick. I said it last night, Pete, and I'm not afraid to say it anymore. Simply because what we saw from Tua was still sufficient, well sufficient to win. And I mean, you add consistency, and hell, why not win everything? Would everybody feel more comfortable if a guy like Skylar had the system down, had got some experience, shows out in the regular season, and takes us all the way? I mean, yeah, why not? And at the same time, I can say now, because Tua is doing his part, okay, where I don't have to it doesn't have to even be about Tua. There are a zillion people in this world that can probably throw the ball farther than Tua. It's not a big deal to me anymore. It just isn't. It never really was, because we've seen him be able, we know he can at least throw further than he did last night. But in last night's particular case, it really didn't matter. I mean, obviously, if we're going up against a real top defense, you want that to be out in front of Tyreek, sure. I think Tua has the ability to do that. He himself said that last night, that it had less air under it than he wanted. Okay, so it's not anything we're dunking on Tua about any more than he dunked on himself. And yes, I am willing to say out loud publicly that Skylar, had he thrown that ball last night, would have been a no doubter. He would have had to it would have not even been, unless something crazy happened, like it just slipped out of his hand the wrong way. There's no way it would have been effortless out in front of Tyreek on that play. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, because you know why? Because he's making our team, and he's a Miami Dolphin. Now I feel comfortable saying, you know what? Let's do what we got to do. Tua has showed last night that he, given the execution, can do it. You know, it is what it is, because underthrown or not, we took that drive 4 plays for a touchdown like it was nothing. Like it was absolutely nothing. Now you can say, well, the Eagles' defense to start the game was probably nothing. Okay, fair enough. But you can only beat what's in front of you. So then it just becomes a matter of physicality. Because, for instance, the play that Baldinger pointed out, the one that I froze on with the nice wide open field, that play is just a matter of execution and physicality. If you're saying that the Eagles' defense is shit last night, then that means that it's just a matter of out-physicaling the defense that's not shit. Why is a defense shit or not shit? Because of their physicality, because of their intelligence, because of them being in the right place. You know what I mean? So if you're going against a better defense than you saw last night, you out-physical them. You out-intelligent them. You out-position them. And if you can do that, it doesn't matter who the defense is you're playing against. Bill Belichick literally proved that against Buffalo last year. The Jacksonville Jaguars proved that against Buffalo last year. And you're right, Big Nick. He hasn't played against like first, but he's played against first and a half. I mean, he did start the game against. Look, it ain't about that anymore, Big Nick. Tell you the truth. You know, because Tua's got the job, and I want to support Tua. And I can support what I saw last night. It doesn't matter how much better or worse Skyler could or couldn't be than Tua. But to say, I mean, I could say the guy's got a better arm than a lot of people we see in the league right now. Let's be honest. Whether that translates to long-term greatness, we'll see. So again, what I'm comfortable with is the fact that we have that. And we also have what we saw from Tua last night.
Oh. Color, I have the video up whenever you're ready to play.
Great, man. Anytime you're ready, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm sitting over on the comment side, so I didn't see the video.
It's all right. I was just trying to be respectful to you, what you were talking about.
So. Oh, no problem. No problem. I mean, it's a good problem to have, but again, you know, I'm the only concession I've changed to is that if we go with two quarterbacks, I would probably roll with Skyler over Teddy, just because at that point it wouldn't matter if the worst happens. So, but I am still, even though Capitan swayed me a little, I'm still not swayed. I still think we should keep all three of them. I really think that I don't want to lose Teddy as a QB2, even if Skyler goes in for Tua for whatever reason. I would still want Teddy backing up Skyler. I honestly, can we agree that Teddy's the best backup quarterback in the league? Why would we want to go get somebody who's been with us throughout camp, knows the whole thing? You know, why would we trade that for some yahoo we pick up in the middle of the season if we're forced to do that?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, for me, Color, it's a matter of the fact that we have to remember that the backup QB2 position is not a permanent solution for that season. He's only supposed to be in there for maybe a couple plays or maybe a game at very most. You know what I mean? Just like
and
when we had
Teddy's proven in those situations he can win.
Yeah, and just like when we had Tannehill go down, we had Matt Moore already here. Why did we have to bring in Cutler? You know what I'm talking about? So Matt Moore was just the glorified QB2. Cutler was the solution that they had for the rest of the season.
Right. Now, if Cutler would have been on the roster, if they listed him as QB3 on the depth chart, I wouldn't be sitting there going, oh, he's QB3. No, he's going to back up the main quarterback. QB2 is QB2. You see what I'm saying? It's a completely different. I know it's not just the headset, but it is a completely different job than just being a backup quarterback on the field. You know, and to tell you the truth, in the worst case scenario, I'm putting Skyler in, and I want Teddy backing up Skyler just the same as I want Teddy backing up Tua. You know, it's a tricky situation. All in all that said, so we can get on to these highlights. All of that being said, I trust Mike McDaniel's wise decision. I really do. Whatever Mike McDaniel decides, I'm going to be a fan of at this point. You know, on the 2-3 QBs, whatever, 10 QBs, whatever. So go ahead there, man.
I agree. But you know, we're not anointing. I think people are putting too much into the QB2 anointment. You know what I mean? And I think that's
Those people are just feeling threatened, bro. We're not anointing anybody. I don't think talking about somebody, unless you're threatened by that person, it's not anointing anybody.
Yeah, and that's I think that's what the issue is. People feel threatened that because their QBs, could be threatened. But that's not the point.
What I'm anointing him with is a guy that if I was in my backyard tossing the ball around with him, the guy would throw a zillion yards to me all day long. That's all I'm saying. I'm not anointing him anything but that guy.
Yeah, that's actually correct.
I mean, Tua the same. I'd probably love catching balls from Tua all day. Whatever. Sure, if Tyreek does, I probably would too. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, buddy.
All right. So that's Trey Flowers for you. If memory serves me right, before he went to the Detroit Lions, weren't we rumored to be interested in him, Color? I'm pretty positive we were at that time. Color.
Oh, sorry. Is he playing pure edge or is he playing a role like Tyndall played last night?
Well, let's look over this video again. It was kind of hard to see with these.
There was a
highlights,
couple
though.
plays where he was in the same spot Tyndall was in last night.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah, I think they're looking at him as that outside linebacker edge style of player.
Because, I mean, I'm just saying, well, just because that's what he can do, that doesn't mean that's what they're bringing him in for.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I ask is because if the other skill is that spot that Tyndall's in, then, I mean, hey, maybe that touchdown meant more to McDaniel than we think, you know?
Yeah.
It was kind of like, oh, we're on the fence about signing Trey, and then Tyndall gives up that touchdown last night, and then it's like, yep, push the buttons, you know?
Well, it depends on what position you're having Tyndall play, because for me, I still think middle linebacker is a really big issue on this team.
Right.
And if it was me, and I'm kind of giving some spoiler to my next video, you know, for possible trades that we could make. I'm really feeling moving Mike Gesicki, and if it's me, I would use that as a big piece to go get yourself Roquan Smith and call it a day. You get Roquan Smith in that middle as a middle linebacker on this team, you have the #1 defense, no questions asked in the NFL, and that's the truth behind it. Based on everybody we have on this team already, and you just added Trey Flowers, you add Roquan Smith, you can't tell me this is not a #1 defense. Nobody can.
Unless you live in a place that only separated from Canada by a waterfall.
Yeah, those people might say otherwise, but I'm just saying, you know, you look at it, our secondary is better. You know, Roquan Smith added to having Baker on one side, and even having Tyndall be on the other side if you want to put him there. You know what I mean? And we have,
bro. I mean, I know he's a rookie, but he's supposed to be that smidgen better than good, not the other way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's concerning me a little. I understand it's just one play, but Good didn't have that play. You know what I mean? And I know they're different positions, but I'm saying that Good didn't have that play coming at him in his position that he gave up. You know what I mean? That I've seen anyway. Maybe somebody could correct me. But, I mean, now you're bringing in Trey Flowers. You're stacking an already stacked linebacker room. And it's really could come down to a guy like Good or Tyndall. And when you're talking about rolling the dice, you got plays like Tyndall gave up last night. You see what I'm saying? It's easier, instead of rolling the dice, you could just use that as a rationalization. That's the human mind, bro. We'll see what Mike McDaniel does.
Yeah, and clickbait, I think you're the fool for thinking that we're going to start 0-4. That's
Well,
that's a foregone
if
conclusion.
we do, our fan base will implode. Our
Yeah,
team
that's
cannot
true.
suffer another start like that.
That is true. Absolutely.
So you may be right, but that's not what we want to be thinking about today after the performance we saw last night. Yes, in the context of preseason, but still, today ain't the day for that, man. I'll tell you, to be honest with you, unless you're not a Dolphins fan, that's fine by me. I'll argue with you all day, but I'm not going to argue with a Dolphin fan today about us going 0-4. Just ain't going to happen. I think we're actually going to, it's likely that even if we do have a collapse, I've said this before, that even if we do have a collapse, it's likely to come at the later part of the season this year, not the other way around. It's called regression to the mean. We've started the last, what? Count them, Ali. Are we up to 4? Last 4 seasons, 1-4, 1-5, 1-7. It ain't
Actually,
happening
the
this year.
last 3 seasons, yes. Prior to that, it was a little bit worse, but yeah.
Right. So regression to the mean would be an 8-1 start, like we saw the last time we were this excited, guys. Now, maybe for you younger guys out there and gals out there, your last point of this kind of excitement may have been sooner than mine. But the last time we were like, okay, that I can remember where we were like, okay, all of our ducks are in a row. Marino should be cleaning up his interceptions this year. Blah, blah, blah. Was 1990. And if I remember correctly, we started 8-1, 6-1 maybe, but I think 8-1. And everybody was it was the same thing. Everybody was, Marino, too many interceptions, no way. And we came out of the gate and like the fans were surprised. Like we were rolling together wins, beating good teams. Like we're executing, and it came out of nowhere like that in 1990. So I actually think of those years like that, where this is one of those years where it seems like, especially since the probabilities and all that, and like I said, regression to the mean, just seems like we're going to shock people and actually start maybe like 4-1, 4-2, 5-1. It's just my opinion. I've been wrong before, and you guys still keep coming back to watch me, so I appreciate that. Shout out to everybody in the channel today that came and joined us so far, and welcome to those that are on their way.
Yeah, and thank you for liking and subscribing, by the way. Thank you very much.
I was going to say, we're at an hour and a half, so everybody, make sure you're liking and sharing. Subscribe if you haven't. Catch us on Tuesday nights with Tonk 7, TMI Tuesdays with myself co-hosting. If I can't make it, one of us will fill in. And then you can catch me on Thursday nights with color commentary, maybe the afternoon. I'm also, as you can see today, I'm probably going to position this show, Coffee and a Cup of Color, on Saturday mornings. Right before you can catch Ali on Saturday nights, going over the right button right up the pregame for Sundays. And then you got El Capitan every other night or day or morning of the week, whenever he can get in, whenever there's something new to talk about. Hit the notification bell so you're getting notified when we go live. That way you can make sure you catch El Capitan in the purple jacket. And also, make sure you're checking out Backroom Collections, high-end collectible needs. Hashtag TFTG for 10% off at checkout. Use the link in the description below for fanatics. Make sure they know we sent you. They've got all your official licensed gear from all the major leagues. And also, you can support us. Oh, I forgot about our gear earlier. That's right. We got our own gear. Hats. Tank tops. Let's see. Beanies. Gotta have a beanie. I think we got a white hat now, too. Nice sweater there. Could use that where I'm at right now. Some flip-flops. Everybody needs those in Florida. And a flag. I mean, we're Fins Tailgate Nation now that we got a flag. You can also hit us up on $, the Fins Tailgate on Cash App or Venmo. super chats, super stickers, mail me a check. No, I'm kidding. But shout out to all our members too. We got 3 different membership levels. And big thank you to all those that have joined our team and become members. You get all kinds of cool emojicons, emojis, whatever we want to call them these days. And as you can see in the chat, some of the members already like to use them. I'm sure they'll be happy to show you what some of them look like. Did I forget anything, Ali? It's been a while since I had to do the rundown, man.
Not that I know of. You got everything. Color, just give me one moment. I'm going to be in the back for just a moment, okay?
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
So I guess we'll start talking about the 53 man. It's really hard how I want to do this, but I think we're going to set the parameters, position rooms, and make it really easy to kind of know, because what I wanted to originally do, I wanted to just kind of get your guys' first 27 names that come into the chat. But then I thought, that could get tricky, because what if part of the first 27 is 8 wide receivers, or less than, So we're gonna probably just, we're gonna quickly, while we're waiting for Ali to come back, we'll start setting some of these parameters. Help me decide. This is going to be the color commentary 53 man roster, and I want you guys to help me cull it all out. We're going to be all colors today.
I'm back, Color. Whenever you're ready, I'm here.
Right on. I want you all to know what it's like to be a color. So we're all going to cull this thing out together. And so the first thing, I guess, we're going to deal with quarterback last. But we're also going to have to decide whether we want 3 or 2. And I'm going to go with whatever the consensus is with you guys, myself, everybody involved today. So make sure you're sharing. Make sure you're liking. Get it in front of everybody. Get more people in to get 2 cents. I want as large a sample size as we can, so we can say this is this is the show 53 man roster. This is y'all's thoughts wrapped up into one, culled out. So let's start with, and I think we're going to do this loosely to start for these parameters, because I don't want to spend all day on it. So wide receiver room. How many wide receivers are we keeping on this roster? I'm just going to set 2 choices, 6 or 7. Start pumping in the numbers in the chat. I'll wait all day if you guys don't really want to participate. So go ahead and stick your number in the chat. How many do we keep? 6 or 7? The first flood of numbers is going to be what we keep. I'm not going to count them all. I'm just going to see as soon as I see a flood, we're going with that. So get them in. Even if you got to type it in 1 billion times. I already see 3 6s, 4 6s, 2 7s. Keep it coming. We'll let it go a little longer. That's another 6, 6, all kinds of 6s. So I'm going to stop right there, because it's all kinds of 6. Look, 19. Scummy says 19. I'm with you, Scummy. I don't care if we have a single running back on this squad. No, I'm kidding. So, okay, looks like we're going with 6. I'll shut it down right there. 6 wins the day. So we're going with 6. Now I want in the chat, and we're going to do this very democratically. The first 6 names I see in chat are the ones we're keeping. This is just a start. We'll work out if we want to make any changes later, but I want to get the 53 started. I want to get something down. So first 6 names, wide receiver names I see in chat, we're keeping. We got Tyreek. Jotting this down, Ollie. We got Waddle. Wait, let me make sure Ollie's jotting this down.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Okay, so we got Sherfield. So we got Tyreek, Waddle, Easy E, Sherfield. And then I'm seeing Cray, Wilson, and Bowden. So it looks like Cray and Wilson. Wilson. Oh, Cedric Wilson, of course. Did you get those? Is that 6, Ollie?
So I got Tyreek Waddle, Sherfield, Easy Uzakama, and who else? Missing 2.
Graycraft and Wilson.
Graycraft and Wilson. All right, give me 1 second.
Look at Scummy's great. Leonte Carew. That's an awesome one.
I still can't believe we drafted.
Leonte, man, he could catch the ball.
I still can't believe we drafted him. That's kind of funny.
He just could never get open.
Yeah.
Scummy is precious. Scummy is my favorite comic relief provider in the community. By the way, in case y'all didn't figure it out, I'm all over Scummy's balls when it comes to comedy. Yeah, I said it. Now, don't be upset, everybody, if your guy didn't get in yet. There's still a chance. We're just gonna get it down first to see where we're at. Okay, because there's obviously going to be other positions where, okay, we don't take as many as we need, but let's move on. So you got the 6 wide receivers,
Hold on a
right?
second. Hold on a second. Did they drop Sherfield?
If they didn't do it today, they didn't.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because for some reason I can't find them on the roster spot.
Click the top where it says position, so that you get all the wide receivers in one spot of the list.
Okay.
It's easy to look over them if you don't sort it like that.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird.
He should be on the depth chart too.
He's not, and that's what confuses me. Yeah, they don't even have him listed. Let me go do it a different way. 1 second.
On the Dolphins website?
Yeah, that's what it was. He's not on the Dolphins depth chart.
On the roster. On the roster.
Yeah, I'm looking at the roster now. Just bear with me. I was on the depth chart.
Did we?
Earlier.
We didn't IR him, did we? No.
No, you played last night. He had a catch last night.
Right.
Yeah. I just wanted to find him because I was making sure his last name was spelled correctly.
Well, we can't report a cut, but I think we can report that he is not on the roster. That's kind of news itself.
I found him on the regular. No. I did find him on the roster. I didn't find him on the depth chart. That's what
awesome. Okay.
They still have Preston Williams on the depth chart, and I don't think that makes sense.
Okay.
Just saying.
They probably haven't updated it, but
yeah.
So we got our 6 wide receivers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so let's move on to running back. I'm going to just set two arbitrary values. First flood of numbers we see comes in is going to take the day. It's going to be 3 or 4. Go ahead and start pumping them in, people. 3 or 4 running backs. Come on, y'all lazy people. Come on. There we go. 4, 4, 3, 4.
We're going with
4, 4, 3.
That's a good question. Should we add fullback to the running backs or no?
No. I think they would take up a tight end, but
we're going with 4 color. That seems to be the magic number.
Yep. That's the flood. 4 running backs. All right. Okay. Cool. Now the first 4 names I see. Go. Lance wants the whole crew. He's like, forget passing the ball this year. I want 6 damn running backs.
Yeah, give us some names.
Edmonds.
Okay.
Mostert.
Okay.
Gaskin. Ahmed.
Ooh, okay.
Green Rat, sorry, you didn't get Dokes in quick enough, man. All right. Wow, that's interesting. We got Gaskin and Ahmed. I thought they would be competing. That's interesting. They must have made an impression last night.
That is
You know?
true.
Remember that shoots out Zacondre White.
Mm-hmm.
Who else we shooting out with that? So there we go. We got our 4 running backs. If you guys want to add, I guess since it doesn't matter since Ingold didn't come through anyway, we can add Ingold to the tight end squad if you guys want. That's up to you. If he comes out as one of the names first, then we'll go with him. In the tight end room, even though he's a fullback.
Mm-hmm.
So we got our 4 running backs, right? And how many were we I mean, are we pretty already decided? Is everybody already on the same page about how many tight ends and what is that number? 4 or 5? What were we already thinking? I want to set the number right, the choices. But if it's already like everybody already thinks 4, then Ali.
Oh, sorry. Nobody said anything yet. I'm waiting for people to post in the chat.
No, I meant should I set it at 4 or 5 or what? Like the choice?
We're gonna add the fullbacks to the tight end, so I would say probably 4 to 5, somewhere between there.
Okay, so 4 or 5 is the choice. Let's see what we get.
Yeah.
Pump it in, people. 4 or 5 tight ends. And
I didn't know you
one
were
of them
asking
can
me,
be a
Color. I'm
fullback.
sorry.
Oh, it's okay. One of them can be a fullback. So we got 1 for 4. That's 3 plus fullback. I'll take that as a 4. 4. Santos says 5. 4. 4.
Wow. I already don't like the Sun
5.
Sentinel.
4. Looks like it's going to be 4.
Okay, we'll go with 4. Sun Sentinel reporting that they're only keeping 2 QBs.
Who? Miami?
Yeah, that's their prediction.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a final prediction as far as I can spit.
I don't trust the Sun Sentinel personally, but I just think that's kind of they're going with the fact that we're only keeping 2. They're cutting Skyler.
Well, good for them.
Yeah.
We'll see. Let's see. No, we're not Dolphin 72. That's what we're trying to get to. That's why I didn't want to even talk quarterback yet. We want to get there because if the crowd decides we want 3 quarterbacks, then we got to actually then decide as a group who that replaces. So let's get there yet. Don't put the cart before the horse yet, Dolphin. Appreciate you though. So we got 4 tight ends. Start throwing the names out, people. Obviously, I mean, gosh, there's only so many in the room, but go ahead and pump them out. We do this totally right. We got Smythe.
Come on, guys. Vote for
slow asses.
Vote for my boy.
Damn, if this was TD's
Tanner
channel,
Connor.
there'd already be like
Everybody say
50
Tanner
answers
Connor.
in the chat.
I'll give you a name to put on there. Tanner Connor.
Right.
Just type it out.
So Smythe, Hunter Long, Mike Jasecki.
Wow, Caleb Rims, read his comment. It says keep Mike Long, Shaheed, and Ingold. Smythe is not even in that sentence there. Holy crap.
I know, crazy, right? So Smythe is already in first. So it looks like since we had Smythe, Hunter, Mike, and Shaheen. So because Caleb got a 4-man list up before Green Rat came in with Ingold. So
no Ingold? We're not keeping Ingold now?
No Ingold. Shaheen, bro. No Ethan Carter either. Wow. Hey, it's what they wanted, bro. This is, again, this could change. We can find a way to work these, change these out, but we'll see as we go along. Because
we're gonna do a new vote right now. Who you keeping, Shaheen or Ingold? Everyone put it in the chat.
Okay, we'll do it that way because obviously Shaheen probably ain't even gonna pass a physical. So
yeah, I thought he was already on the
ineligible.
IR. Yeah, I think he's in the IR or something.
Oh yeah, why are we even talking Shaheen? So then it is Ingold anyway.
Ingold, okay, all right.
Yeah, because that was on on Caleb's list too, and Green Rat had Ingold in as fourth anyway. So yeah,
okay,
there we go. See, the world is right. We always get it right. That's what we do. We're colors today, all of us. You all know what it's like to be me and run through my mind, So here,
why does my head hurt?
Participating too. It could have been like I could have been sitting here at my own birthday party with nobody showing up. So I'm glad y'all are participating. But okay, so where are we at next?
We got wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, and fullback. Technically,
that's everybody on offense, right?
QB.
Well, we're waiting on QB to the very end, so we should be good on offense. Well, offense. Now we go offensive line. So, are we going to go a straight number of OLs, or are we going to do? I don't want to divvy it up by.
Just make it a straight
tackles,
OLs. Makes it easier.
Tackles and centers and all that nonsense. Because I think everybody is going to agree, at least on one or two on one center. So, how many do we got to keep? Now you got to factor in depth because remember, even in the wide receiver room, some of them 6 guys we kept are backups. So, keep it. How many total offensive linemen? Let's say is the average. I'm not a huge offensive line guy, you know what I mean? So let me know, people, like what were we thinking we're keeping as far as overall number of offensive linemen?
Scummy with 19.
Scummy is just, man, he's just campaigning hard for Skylar, man. I get it, bro. Good for you, man. 19 is the number of the day. Everything's 19. See, Scummy's a little bit no, I don't want to. I'm sorry, I don't want to go there.
But I have the answer, Color. The answer is
Scummy
42.
would make this joke, but I'm not going to make this joke. Everything's 19. I think Scummy already gets the joke I was going for. How many toothpicks are on the ground, Scummy? 19.
So Gomer Pyle is saying 9 to 10. I'm going to go with the high when people do that, okay? So 10 is what we're going to say that Gomer Pyle voted for.
Okay. And the low is 9 okay, so the low would be 9. So
when they say like 9 to 10, we're just going to go with the high number. That's how we're going to count those, okay? So they don't have to re-enter it. So right now we have 1, 2, 3. We got 3 9s. We have 1 8. Actually, it looks like there's 4 9s now.
Okay.
Giving you guys another minute to vote. How many offensive linemen are we keeping? All right, we're going with 9. There's too many 9s.
Okay.
All right,
yeah, and we got you, Adam. We got you. That's why we're kind of going position by position, and the audience is also kind of helping us get the right number per room. If we've got to adjust that at the end because a room is too short than is logical, then we'll make that adjustment. You know what I mean? So I just want to kind of get through it and get this 53 down. You know what I mean? As far as that goes, but I certainly understand what you mean. We're going to be able to solve that.
Give us the names.
One way or another, even if we gotta, I mean, hey, if it comes down to it, we gotta make a cut. You know what I mean? But I want to get it. I'm trying to boil it down to like 1 or 2 cuts instead of 27 because there's a whole lot of people that are going to be cut, and you have to get through a bunch of them. They're just we have to know who I don't want to say it like that. I don't even want to go with that word, but we have to, who are the consensus of the guys that are kind of like pretty much odd man out. We got to start with them. There's going to be a mass of them. So,
Yeah.
that's
Everyone
part of the
put
process.
the names you want to keep. We already assumed that you're going to keep Armstead and Williams. We already assumed that. So anybody else add to the list, put in the names. Who are you keeping?
Okay, so we got. I think Green Rat's on the wrong side of the ball, but okay.
Yeah, we're talking offensive line.
We got Armstead,
We got Hunt.
Hunt. All right, guys, keep it coming. We got 7 more to go.
Ike, Jackson, and Hunt. Okay.
So Eichenberg and Jackson. Pouncy. He caught me again, Scummy. I was literally about to announce that. Pouncy. Like I actually thought, like I didn't even, the name came out of my mouth before I realized who you were saying.
Kinley.
Little.
Okay.
McKinley. Little came before McKinley. We got a Dieter. We got a Dieter before Little.
I got it.
Okay. Good thing you're on it. 'Cause
Yeah, hold on. Let me see how many I got. Hold on 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need one more. Did I put Jackson on this? Yeah, I already did that. Kinley, I got it. Kinley, Ike, Little. We already got them.
Still got them.
Here, I'll name some names out. You guys tell me if we're keeping them or not. Coleman. Are we keeping Coleman? He's another one you could put out there. Are we keeping what's his name? Robert Jones. We have a Robert Jones on the offensive line, don't we? Jones?
Who is who is Lance McDonald saying?
Robis.
Coleman to the practice squad. Well, y'all don't want 2 centers?
Well, they do. They technically have Dieter and they have Williams, technically.
Oh, they already said Williams. Okay.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I need one more. Robert Jones.
Dang,
there, we got it. Robert Jones. That's who I was
Gotcha.
thinking. So who we have on this list is
Wait, isn't Hunt a tight end?
No, that's Hunter Long. Thank you. You have Williams, Armstead, Robert Hunt, Eichenberg, Jackson, Dieter, Kinley, Little, Robert Jones. And believe it or not, that's actually who my predicted offensive line would be. Exactly.
Okay, good.
To be honest.
Good. So that means seems like we're making some real progress here. All right. So who we got next? That does the offensive line, offense in, right?
Yeah, we got wide receivers, we got running backs, we got tight ends, and we have offensive line.
Okay. So now we need defense.
Okay. We're not doing coaching staff at all? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Nice. Okay. Pete would like us to do coaching staff, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. That's a film for another day. That's a stream for another day. All right, so we're doing defense. What position first? Corner?
Sounds good to me.
All right. We'll go secondary. That's what we'll do.
All just DBs then?
Secondary is everything. That's everything from safeties to corners. So we're good.
Right.
So how many people are we keeping safeties? We need to know how many first before we do names. For secondary altogether.
All right, pump the numbers in, people. How many safeties we keeping?
Not just safeties. We're talking about secondary and together.
How many DBs we keeping all together? Defensive
DBs
backs.
and secondary combined. Like the whole thing. 10. Okay, that's Scummy with the infamous 19.
I'd be fine with 19 DBs.
That's essentially more than 1/3 of your roster.
Well, okay, we'll cross that hurdle when it comes. Again, if we even go over 54, then we're going to have to go backward. We're going to have to go back to other rooms, and that's where we're going to make those decisions. You know what I mean? I just want to get to 53. Even if we decide at the last position, okay, that the last position has 8 guys and we've only got 7 guys
10's
left
leading.
to make
I'm
53.
letting 2 more people. Oh, 10's won it. 10 has it. All right.
Okay.
We're going with 10. Now
Okay.
give us your 10 names. Ten names, people. We need 10 people.
Noah.
Really? We're gonna keep Noah?
Jones.
Okay, got it. Vontae Davis, Scummy. Oh my god.
Is it Jeremiah Bell too?
I'll trade you 2 third rounds and a box of Lucky Charms.
So X Byron.
Yeah, Trill Williams.
McNeedham,
Okay,
Trill.
Wait.
Trill's
Trill
on the
is
IR.
yeah, so he doesn't count right now. I would have kept him though. He would have been kept. Elijah Campbell. Ooh, that's a good
Iggy.
one. Let me put that in here. Hold on one second.
Iggy,
Okay.
and we already got Jones.
Yeah, so I got what I have so far is Howard, Jones, Noah, Campbell. I'm assuming you guys are going to put Javon Holland up in there, right?
Yeah, they've said it now. Yeah, they've said it. And then if
Okay.
we can fit Crossing in, he'd be the next one.
But what about the Brandon Jones? Yeah, Brandon Jones is the other one. What about him?
He came in behind Crossing.
Oh, okay. So both Jones then, Byron and Brandon, right?
And then Crossing. Do we have enough for Crossing?
Yeah, so I have Howard, Holland, Howard, Jones, Noah, Campbell, the other Jones, and Crossan. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7. We need 3 more.
3 more.
Vernon McKinley.
Vernon?
That's a good name. All right.
Okay.
McKinley. Okay. Oh, it's McKinney. I'm sorry. Vernon McKinney. Okay.
The General. Oh, that's Vernon McKinley.
Yeah.
So we need 2 more, right?
Yes. Needham. Nobody said Needham, I don't think.
Yeah, they already said Needham.
They did. Okay. Needham.
I think so.
Let me make sure I spell
Yeah,
his
they
name.
said Nick. Yep. Adam said Nick.
Okay, good. Bear with me a second. I just need to pull up names real quick here. Here we go. Needham. Okay. What about the one guy they keep talking about that Lewis Oliver? That's funny. The one guy that speaks like English is his second language. They keep talking about him. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
He came from a different country.
Oh, Cater Kahoot.
Yeah, Cater Kahoot. What do you guys think about him? No?
Mackenzie's not a choice though, Adam. Yeah, so Cater just got listed. That's the one.
Cater. Okay. Yeah, Mackenzie Alexander got injured out his first preseason game with us, the Raider game. All right, let me just make sure I have list here. So I got Holland, Howard, Jones, Noah, Campbell, Jones, Crossan, McKinney, Needham, and Cater. That's our 10.
All right, let's go with linebackers. How many linebackers are we keeping? I think we currently, now that we've signed Trey, did we already cut any? If we did, we're probably right around 13 or 14 right now. But how many are we keeping?
So the linebacker position also includes the edges, right? The edge players.
It depends. I mean, there is no edge rush position. Some teams use a D tackle or a D end, and some teams use a linebacker. It just depends on if you're a 4-3 or a 3-4 and all these other things. You know what I mean? So I would say just let's go with linebackers, no matter what their role is, because we're obviously using them as edge rushers. So.
So how many linebackers, edge rushers are we keeping? Put the number. Color's playing pool while listening to you guys.
How do you know?
I just heard you break the stack, bro.
Well, I got to do something with my coffee.
You have to understand that I had a professional pool table in my house for over 10 years, so I know what it sounds like.
I got to do something with my coffee.
So Kane's 1989 says 12 combined. I kind of like that number.
Okay.
Well, how's everybody else feel? Scummy's saying 19 every time.
Well, that 12. I mean, realistically, 12 is the biggest number.
Scummy is demanding we bring back Vince Beagle.
Right. Adam says 7.
That's not enough.
Okay.
Put your votes in. So we got another 12.
Scratched.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with the 12s because we got more than enough 12s now. So now we need names. Color, get the names. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Good. Phillips, Flowers, Ginkle, Tyndall, Baker, Ogba, Big Wavin. We should pick up Mike Rose. Well, we don't have Mike Rose now, so we can't do that. But I'll go with, how many did we say we were going with? 10? Or I'm seeing a bunch of 12s too. And now I got to wait till Ollie comes back. But Perfect Q's got a good start for the list, so we'll log that in. Ingram. Yep, Ingram. Phillips, of course. I think we got him. So when Ali comes back, he'll write down what we got. I think we already got enough.
Because it's kind of low, so if you sit on the rocks, you just get to your knees. It's kind of hard to let it go.
Sorry about that, Color. My DoorDasher came to my front door.
No problem. If you go back in chat up to the big list that Perfect Q listed.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Start there.
Yeah.
But I think we should have everybody. How many are we actually doing?
12.
Okay.
Let's see. So we got good. You didn't say Jalen Phillips' Color was going to have a heart attack.
I know it was getting close. I felt the palpitations start.
So you guys don't think we put Van Ginkel on the IR or anything like that? Even for like a short term? Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry if my spelling on some of these names is wrong. I'm trying to be as good as possible. And someone wants to bring back Brian Cox. I see that. All right. All right, let me just count how many I got. Just bear with me. We need 2 more. We got 10. And please put somebody this roster, not from our previous roster. I'll read out who we got so far. So we got Cam Good, Phillips, Flowers, Van Ginkel, Tyndall, Baker, Agba, Iguavan, Riley, and Ingram. That actually might be everybody. Maybe we don't do 12. We just do 10. Trying to think, who are we forgetting here? Nope, that's in that room.
Zach
Oh.
Sealer
Roberts, that's who we're missing. So that's 11.
and
I need one
and
more.
Zach Sealer. Or is
No, he plays.
D-line?
He's D-line.
Okay.
We got 11 was Landon Roberts. We almost forgot him. Von Joe would have been like, don't even put him on the roster.
Okay,
cut
so
him.
let's go ahead and cut it off there then, so we can already start to make up. Since we can't remember, then obviously it's somebody that would be cut anyway. Let's stop at 11. We got our linebackers.
Okay, so now we're going to defensive line.
Yep.
All right. How many defensive linemen are we keeping? Put in the number.
So far we got a 4 and a 6. And a 19. We got 2 6s.
We get 2 more votes, and then I'm going with the highest number.
What's up, Chef Jew? How's it going?
One
And
more
yeah,
vote.
Pete, I've mentioned that Tyndall missing that block. My question is whether he's done enough in practice and all that McDaniel overlooks that or not. If it's a close call between him and another linebacker, that could be the deal breaker right there. That missed tackle last night gave up a touchdown.
One, 2.
So we got
2 8s and 2 6s. I need a tiebreaker. Is it 8 or 6? Everyone vote. Put it in the vote.
we've already got the list coming in, so make it 7.
All right, we're going 7. We're going 7.
Advertisement, right?
We're not going to put Agba because Agba was part of the linebacker / edge group, so that's where we went with that. But he may line up in the middle from time to time. I need 2 more. I got Williams, Seiler, Davis, Jenkins, Gustin. Who else we got? Style. Okay, Style was the other one. And Benito Jones. Those are the 2. Okay.
I thought Gustin was a linebacker.
I think he's a defensive line. Let me check that. That's a good point, Color. He is a linebacker. So are we? You guys want to pick somebody else? Because right now I'm at 6. Anybody else besides Jones? Because I already got him on this list. We have to replace Gustin because he's a linebacker. Because on my, I'm looking at the roster from Miami Dolphins page website. It says linebacker. We'll keep it at 6. I think that's what we're gonna do, Color. Mm-hmm. All right. Who else
So
are we gonna do?
so now we need a kicker. I think everybody's on board with Jason Sanders. No detractors.
Yeah.
And then a punter, Morstead. We're all right with that, right?
Mm-hmm. Hold on one
How about
second.
a long snapper? Do we keep a separate long snapper?
That's actually one that I forgot. Are we keeping a long snapper? Yes, no, maybe
Usually
so.
do. We usually
Okay.
do.
And what's the name? I need the name.
I forget his name.
Ferguson? That sound right?
It'd be on the depth chart down at the bottom.
Oh, holy shit.
So, Color, I think that's everybody. That's all the positions.
All right. So now
Let me see what our.
let's tally up where we're at.
Yeah, just bear with me while I do that.
Take your time.
So we are 1 over. We're at 54 is my count. So we have 1 cut to make.
Okay, we'll start with then our most. Okay, so logically speaking, the most loaded room. So because we may be overbalanced by averages anyway in one of the rooms. You know what I mean?
Most loaded room would be the linebacker position. We have 12.
Okay. So could we cut 2 of them? Do you think?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me recount because I think the linebacker we were at 12, but we went with 11 instead.
Right. And we
Let me just
also
count
went.
down 1, 2. Let me just recount real quick. Hold on 1 second. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're actually exactly at 53
Without a quarterback.
without. Oh shit! Yeah, we didn't do the quarterbacks. Without the quarterbacks, we're at 53.
Right. So now we got to decide. Obviously, we got to make 1 cut for Tua. Who do we cut? And what room first of all? Let's go with the biggest one that doesn't need that many. You know what I mean? Like, because like I said, we could be off on one of them as far as what the normal numbers are for how many we keep. You know what I mean? Linebacker again.
Well, yeah, we're at 11 at linebacker.
Okay, so we can cut one there. I don't know if we want to go lower than 10.
Yeah, I would say the most likely cut. Um, hmm. You're not gonna like this color.
3 running backs. 3 running backs.
Well, hold
It's
on.
becoming clear.
We're
Well,
going.
real quick, just to make that statement, the way our wide receiver, our passing game is going to be, I mean, I don't know. We'll see, but go ahead.
What I was gonna say is the linebacker position. The two most likely cuts are gonna probably be Sam McGuavin or, and you're not gonna like this, but good.
Why good?
And if I name the other people, you're not gonna want to cut them.
Who? Who?
Well, we have Jalen Phillips, Trey Flowers that we just signed, which I highly doubt we're gonna sign.
He's
and
not
cut.
getting cut.
Van Ginkel, Tyndall, Baker, Agba, Riley, Ingram, and
Well, there you go.
no. We got one more. Hold on. Who's this? Roberts. Oh, maybe is it? What is it?
Landon Roberts.
Oh, Landon Roberts. Yeah, we're not going to cut him either.
Okay, so it comes down to what it comes down to. Which of the 2 rookies? That's what it's going to come down to. The 2 rookies.
It's going to
Good
come
and
down.
Tyndall. So, pump it in. Now, this is at which point, Ali, that we need to do a real poll. You know what I mean? I don't know if HB is around. Zippa, are you around, bro?
For me, it's definitely. I'm gonna cut Iguavin. That's how I feel.
Okay. Do we need to cut 2 or no, or just 1? Just 1, right?
Well, 1 for Tua, and then 1 for whoever the other QB
Right, but it
is.
doesn't have to be a linebacker necessarily. Do we want to go below 10 linebackers?
I don't think we need to. I mean,
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. So we need to cut. We got 1 linebacker. We got to cut. And then where else do we cut? We need 1 more cut for a second quarterback.
Secondary?
Crossing? Who do you like better, Crossing or Kadu?
I like Crossing better. I think Kadu is the odd man out.
So we need a couple pulls, or we can do this the way we've been doing it.
I do agree with some that Noah should be cut, but I don't think they do that. I think they try to get any value they can out of him and then trade him.
But that's considered a cut, though. Let's say if we only trade
but they're not going to do it until after the season starts. So they have from week 1 to week 6 to build that value up.
Okay. So we need to start with linebacker because we decided we're going to cut there. We need to decide who that is. I think we should make it between Tyndall, Good, and Iguavin. What do you think?
I do agree. So let's start with that one first. Out of those 3 names, who are you cutting?
Pump the names in, people. We don't have Capitan or HB right now to create a poll. So go ahead and pump the names in. Who do you want? Tyndall, Good, or Iguavin? I mean, yeah, who we cutting, I should say. We got a couple already for Iguavin. Sam, we got 1 for Good. Still overloaded with Iguavins. Keep Tyndall.
I think Iguavin is the odd man out.
Yeah, we'll let it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to come back. You're right. I think Iguavin's the guy. So let's cut Iguavin.
All right, so that's the one for Tua. Now we go to QB2. Who you? We
Well,
can
what
take
position do
somebody.
we want to go to?
Well, the next highest position then at that point is secondary. I was thinking Cater Kahoo or whatever his name is the odd man out of the names I'm looking at. But
Okay, how are we on defensive line?
defensive line, we only have 6 names, so I don't really think we're going to cut there.
Okay, what about O-line?
Offensive line, we have 9 names, and that tends to be a position.
Biggest need anyway.
Yeah. The 2 biggest are going to be secondary. You can definitely cut from. I mean, you could technically take one from the running back position.
Well, that's going to be. I mean, we voted on it earlier,
Yeah.
you know, but that may be where we're looking. But let's go with the secondary.
Okay.
So I think there's already a few people that put Kahoo in. I think it'd be between Crossan and Kahoo, to be honest with you. Adam says cut the last O lineman. Who's the last O lineman?
Robert Jones.
I don't know if I cut Robert Jones.
Yeah, I think the offensive line is too much of a need to cut people. I think that's out of the names we picked. I think that's who the ending result is going to be. For me, I really think that because you have 10 people in the secondary, you have a little bit of room to work with. Cater Kahoo is who I'm thinking we're cutting. You got one person that said Kahoo. Who else?
Yep, we'll go secondary. Crossan or Kahoo, people. Put it in.
I got 2 people. I got 2 people that said Cater. We're cutting Cater. 2 people said it so far.
Well, we can deal with that perfect Q when it comes.
Yeah, perfect. I have to agree. I do agree that probably will happen, but we're going based on who's on a roster now only. That's what we're going by.
All right, so we got our 2 quarterbacks. Now,
yeah, Cater.
We're going to have to decide, people, first and foremost, because it may not come down to who. It's still going to come down to who, but put it in the chat right now. 3 for 3 quarterbacks, obviously, or 2 for 2 quarterbacks. Forget who we have. Forget who we got to cut. What do you want? Just raw emotion. What do you want? Well, it could be more on objective too, but forget who we've put on the roster and who you have to cut. Do you want 3 or 2? Wow, the 3s are flooding in, bro. My audience knows me well, man. Look at that. I'm proud of you guys. Man, you guys are awesome. That's real deal right there, man. That's like a Roman triumph, Ali.
Scummy with the 19.
Look at all the 3s coming in, man. Wow. So there you go. We're going to go with 3 quarterbacks. So the choice doesn't have to be made. Another choice has to be made. Who do we cut for that third quarterback? Who on this roster is not worth keeping over either Skylar or Teddy? This is going to be a tough one.
There was another name.
I guess we could wait. I guess we could wait for some suggestions. I don't really know how to handle it. You know what I mean? Like, who do we cut? Do we just wait for names to flood in? I mean,
I'm gonna name some names off that you could cut, but There's a name that I can't believe that nobody said to add to this list.
Really?
And that's Eric Rowe.
Yeah, well,
It's
maybe
too
if he
late
stood
now.
out more.
That's true. I'm gonna say in the secondary you could cut the general. That's possible. What else we got?
How about a running back?
Go from 4 to 3.
Savon Ahmed
Yeah, that's a possibility.
or Myles Gaskin?
Who's it going to be, Ahmed or Gaskin? You guys
Is
put
that
it in.
what we're deciding? Okay, so maybe we'll start there. Since you said, who did you say? The general? That's
The
another
general,
defensive back?
Yeah, that's somebody you could cut.
Okay, so let's start there. Do we cut another defensive back or do we cut another running back? I told y'all, we're culling this all the way out. So put it in the chat. Running back or D-back? DB or RB? We got 2 RBs. Cornerback. Wait, am I reading that right? Read that for me, Ollie, because I don't know if I'm seeing RB or CB. Everybody's using lowercase.
We got 3 RBs and 1 DB so far.
Okay. Do we cut Ingle out of the tight end spot? Dude, if we nail this roster, bro, other than whoever they might trade for or whatever, I'm going to be so proud of you guys, my audience, man. That's going to be awesome. We're going to put everybody to shame. So where are we at on the count, Ali? We going with running back?
Well, so far we got, let's see. Let me go back. I'm sorry, I have to go further. We got a lot of people that voted all of a sudden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And how we doing on time? I know Capitan wanted to go tonight, so
Yeah, I think we're okay for at least 1 more hour, but then I may have to.
right on.
Going
We're
myself.
almost there. We're definitely almost there.
Yeah, so essentially running backs 1, so we're cutting a running back.
Okay, so
And
now the choice is, I think
Gaskins
everybody can agree,
or Ahmed.
Gaskin or Ahmed. Put it in the chat, people. Make me proud.
So I got breaking news. Hold on.
What's that?
Hold on. We'll do this right. We'll do this the right way.
It's live breaking.
So as
Go
we
ahead,
reported
Ollie, what do we
earlier,
got?
so as I reported earlier, the Dolphins are signing former Lions pass rusher Trey Flowers to a 1-year deal. It's worth up to $2.1 million with a chance to get up to $3 million in incentives. Source said, with scheme familiarity, he should hit the ground running as Miami adds a veteran right before the season. So they're saying that this guy should be instant contributor right off the bat.
Oh, sure.
But that was the numbers. We got the money finally. I was trying to figure out what they were paying him, and $2.1 million for 1 year. That's actually not too bad.
Right on. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So now, how we doing on the vote for Gaskin or Ahmed?
Let me see what we got here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to tell you right now, it's Ahmed out. We're going with Ahmed out. Yeah, Ahmed out.
All right. So we got Gaskin.
Yeah, let me.
And now we've got we've got 53 men, including 3 quarterbacks, correct?
Just bear with me 1 second. Let me recount how many people we have just to be sure, okay?
Okay. Man, if we got to 53 this easy and everybody agrees on it, we're doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Lance, it's like, Ahmed, you're fired.
Yeah, let
I
me
actually
just.
think he did all right finally last night. Like he showed something last night more than I've seen from him.
Yeah. Just bear
But
with
that could
me,
have just been
color.
scheme.
My equation is not adding this correctly, and I just need to see where the mistake has been made.
Okay.
I'm using a Google Excel formatted sheet, so just bear with me.
Dang, I just use math. I don't know. Like,
Try to clean her.
Is that your mom laughing? I knew it was your
yeah,
mom
that
laughing,
was my
right?
mom laughing.
Yeah.
By the way, the Broncos are hurting if Russell Wilson goes down. That's my Colorado commentary report. The Broncos are hating life if Russell Wilson goes down.
Oh shit, color. We're still 2 over. And the reason being is because it did not add the field goal kicker, Sanders, and the punter
Dang.
for me.
We'll just cut the kicker and the punter and be done with it. We don't need no kicker and punter this year.
Yeah, I think we're gonna cut McKinley as DB, and then cut
You making arbitrary cuts now?
that's the most likely cut.
Well, I guess
I'm gonna let
there is room.
them. They're gonna vote for it.
There is room in the culling process for just some arbitrary cuts from a random person. Sure. So we got to get 2 more cut. Wow.
Yeah, for me, I hate to say this, but Cam Good's looking like the outside looking in, dude.
So we got to go back to Tyndall and Good. All right, people, put it in the chat. Tyndall or Good. I knew it would come down to them two again.
Yeah, everyone's gonna say Good because he's the 7th round draft pick.
Oh, wait, was that who we keeping or who we cutting?
Who are we cutting?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Good and cut him off here, but
man.
I know it's gonna suck. But I will say that we could actually keep him on the practice squad, and if he gets all the way through, we could save him, that way. So that would be okay.
Well, yeah, and I'm going to leave that. I mean, I'm not going to go that far myself anyway. I can let McDaniel decide who he wants to keep on the practice squad.
Can we just cut to it? Yeah, we could do that. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but the audience may mind.
See, Bob's just trying to make my show really hard for me today.
No, I'm not.
All right, so where we're at on it. So Good is out. We need one more cut, right?
Hold on 1 second. I'm just
One
recounting.
more cut.
Yeah.
Dang, coaching is hard, bro.
Yeah, trying to figure this out. It's definitely hard. Yeah, we're exactly at 53 now. I just wanted to double check math and everything. So we are exactly at 53 color. Color.
All right, so can we like standardize and colorize and color commentary-ize that list and post it? That's the color commentary 53-man roster, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to y'all's help. This is y'all's thoughts. This is you expressed in a list of 53 guys for our Miami Dolphins. Hope y'all proud. It better be a winner or you're going to make me look like a real asshole. That's all I'm saying. And I ain't wanting to look like a real asshole. So I hope y'all got it right. Because this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one that I take to, like, you know, TD's channel and Stephen D's channel and all these other places that people want to know my 53 men. That's it right there. All from you guys. With a little help from me. Color commentary. And Ali, the Persian. Ali's probably a tad smarter than me in the long run. So
I'm not.
we got a good list, I think. But I think everybody here would want it. So I'm gonna let's flash it on the channel too, so everybody can come back to it that we might not be able to, that might not see us posted on Twitter or stuff like that. And
Well,
I'm
I was
sure
trying to
Kathy
figure
Don
out.
will
I was
put
trying
it
to figure
all
out how
over the
to.
place.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to color it. Color.
Right.
But here, I'll just put up the list. It's not anything special, color wise. Not really sure how you would do that, to be honest.
No, I just meant like colorize, like make it so everybody knows that it's color commentaries list.
Yeah. So essentially, we start off with wide receivers. We got
Brand it. I
Tyreek.
should have just said brand it.
Yeah. So just to let you know, we got Tyreek, Waddle, Sherfield, Eric Izukama, Craycraft, and Wilson were the wide receivers we kept. We kept 6. Running backs, you guys decided on Edmonds, Mostert, and Gaskins. Tight ends, we kept Long, Smythe, Gesicki, and Ingold as the fullback. And then we have our offensive lineman was Connor Williams, Armstead, Hunt, Eichenberg, Austin Jackson, Dieter, Kinley, Little, and Robert Jones. Those were the 9 people you guys kept. We kept 10 in the secondary. So that's Holland, Howard, Jones, Noah, Campbell, the other Jones, Crossan, McKinley, or the general, if you want to call him, and Needham. Here, let me fix this real quick. This is actually going to be 9, not 10. Kept 9 linebackers in / edge. We got Phillips, Flowers, Ginkle, Tyndall, Baker, Ogba, Riley, Ingram, and I believe that's supposed to be Roberts. Is that for you? And then for defensive linemen, we kept 6. That's Wilkins, Seiler, Davis, Jenkins, Style. I apologize if I didn't spell his name right. I was trying to find that. And Jones. Kicker, punter is Sanders and Morstead. The long snapper is Ferguson. And the quarterbacks we kept was Tua, Teddy, and Skyler in no specific order of depth chart, just so you know that. But that is the list, and I will share this
can
with
be
you.
done, people. Now people could argue. People could take this list and say, "Nah, I'm not going with 3 quarterbacks."
Color, I'll be right back. Color,
right on.
Color.
Right on. This is who I'll bring back. You know, instead of third QB, whatever. But this shows right here. If you all are comfortable that we didn't cut anybody that would damage our ability to win and ability to execute the way we did last night, then we did it. We showed it can be done. You can make a 53-man roster with 3 quarterbacks on this squad. You know, so that's the template right there. People can adjust it out all they want. You know, maybe shift this guy out and bring this guy in, whatever. There's going to be cuts. There's going to be trades still. Obviously, this ain't going to be the 53 men. There might be a couple differences, even if we did get the right ones at this moment in time. Because as was pointed out earlier, you know, there's going to be some trades, some cuts as more cuts come out from other teams. And some of these guys on our list are just not going to be right. They're going to be out for other people. For example, if you have a guy like, you know, no, I can't even think of a guy. You know, but you get a guy on our secondary that's a little lesser grade, and there's a guy out there gets cut that was obviously better grade. Well, there you go. So it's not too hard to do. I mean, I guess it sucks to be a coach, you know. If my mods could take care of those messages for me, I don't have controls back in StreamYard right at the moment, and Ollie's away from keyboard. So I'd appreciate it if you'd take care of them for me. But, so, I mean, it's at least something to get started talking about. We got 2 games tonight going on. I doubt any cuts are going to be made before then. Although effectively now the Dolphins, you know, have to cut 28 because we brought in Trey Flowers. Pete says, LOL, of course it's hard. What's easy color? I'm working and laughing, answering these phones. Right on, buddy. Yeah, you know, we tried, Pete. We did it. We got 3 quarterbacks in somehow, you know. So, I mean, it could be worse. Really just a matter of whether you feel comfortable enough.
All right, Color. Sorry about that. Kid
No
started
problem.
screaming. So,
Hey, did those bots get taken care of? I don't know if you can see them or not. I don't
it
have my
did.
regular.
I just
YouTube
put them in
channel up.
timeout. That's the only option it gives me.
Gotcha. And if it tells you that there's an error, that means one of our mods already got it.
Okay, good.
So cool. So there you go. I mean, what do you think, Ollie?
I kind of like this roster. I still think it's a really good, strong roster. I think we have a lot of depth in different areas. The only concern I have, kind of, is the secondary position. Our safeties are good. I have no questions about that. And Xavier and Byron Jones, I have faith in. But outside of that, Needham's going to be able to play a part. But who's going to be the other backup? You know what I mean? What are we going to do there? And that's the only question I have. Trill Williams would have been on this roster in a heartbeat. He was the guy, in my opinion, and then he got injured. Crossan's good too, but I haven't seen enough of him like I was seeing of Trill Williams. That's what hurts for me.
Right.
So,
all right.
But I do think, but this is the best of what we have on the roster. That's basically what it comes down to.
Right on. So where are we at? 2.5 hours?
Yeah, exactly.
Dang, another hour's already gone by. Well, everybody like, share, subscribe. Appreciate y'all doing that. Catch us on Tuesday nights for TMI Tuesdays with myself helping out. Tonk 7. You got me on Thursday nights. Color commentary sometimes in the afternoon. Look out for another episode of Coffee with a Cup of Color on Saturday mornings, and then you got Ali following that up with pregame party Saturday nights with Late Night Exhale, and you got Capitan every other day of the week, possibly the night. Hit the notification bell to make sure you know when he's going live. Plenty of ways to support the channel: Cash App, Venmo, the Fins Tailgate, Super Chats, Super Stickers, memberships. Appreciate every one of our members and all the support you give us, all the likes and shares and everything else. Make sure you're checking out Backroom Collections, hashtag TFTG at checkout for 10% off. Ali's got us looking through like 5 windows. It's okay. You'll get the hang of it. Make sure you're hitting Fanatics in the link in the description below so they know we sent you. You can get all your officially licensed gear from all the major leagues, sporting leagues. You got TFTG merch, hats, tank tops, beanies, and of course a sweater, flip-flops, yoga pants, which I don't think is on my screen right at the moment, and a flag. Got to get the flag. I want to see how many people are flying the flag riding around town. I want to see it in somebody's yard. So thank you, everybody. You guys are great audience today. Appreciate all your participation. I don't really have much else to talk about. I figured I would just share some coffee with you and get this 53-man roster put out before cuts start coming in. So, because it would have been pointless tomorrow. But I want to thank Ali for all your help. Appreciate you running the back for me. And
yeah, no problem. Color, was a pleasure. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Next Saturday, we'll be talking about the aftermath of all the cuts and everything. Me and Color will be breaking that down. We may even have more special guests. We may as well call the show Special Guest Saturday. That's essentially what it seemed like last night. So thank you for everybody that joined.
Right on. And we'll get this whipped up in a graphic and disseminated on Twitter as quick as possible. And make sure y'all are catching Capitan tonight. He told me he was going tonight. If I can pull up the message real quick. Do you have your text up real quick, Ali? Hold on, I can get it. So he's looking at like, what did he say?
8 or 9-ish.
8 or 9-ish tonight. So
yeah,
come back to the Fins tailgate tonight. Catch El Capitan doing his thing, treating y'all with a great show. Maybe you'll have a panel, maybe not. I'm sure he'll be breaking down a lot more of the film we got. We got a whole boatload of stuff came in from last night on our channel. Check it all out, the Fins tailgate. Share it around with everybody. And again, appreciate y'all coming by again today, doing this with me, because I wouldn't have ever done it myself. I wasn't going to sit here at this desk and write out 53-man roster. So I appreciate y'all your help. The list is every bit as much your guys as it is mine. And you can tell everybody you took part in it. You got credit for it, because you never know. It might be perfect and spot on, and everybody be like, damn. Well, you can take credit for that. But in the meantime, 2 weeks away. Matter of fact, 2 weeks away, about 4 hours ago, it was 2 weeks away. Exactly. So 9/11, I'll be there. I hope to see some of you there. Hopefully, I don't need to wear any disguises.
No, you don't, Color. You'll be fine. All right. Well, anyway,
somebody buy me a soda. No, really. Everybody have a great, wonderful evening now for you guys. I'd imagine I guess it's about 4. It's getting to be evening, you guys. So afternoon, evening, wherever you're at. Morning, if you're Q out in the middle of nowhere still. Appreciate Q's help all the time. Everybody in the chat, Pete, Ace, all our day one members. Joe Levesque probably came through sometime. Didn't say hi to him yet, but there you go. Killa, Chef Jew was in here for a minute. Shout out to Chef Jew. And fins up, everybody. You guys have a great day.
Fins up, man.